2022 has been a great year with tons of great games releasing. Nintendo games are no exception. Today I'll be going over the top 15 best Nintendo Switch games of 2022. These all are things that have been released specifically on the Nintendo Switch in 2022. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with number 15, we have LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This game was a long anticipated game that had a lot of hype. It had all 9 movies all put into one game as a LEGO version, which is pretty interesting how all the movies work in a video game. It's got a lot of cool puzzles and comedic LEGO game moments that are just amazing for a Star Wars fan. This game also has a 2-player mode where you can play together with another person on the same console and not online with other people like a lot of other games are doing these days. Number 14 is Triangle Strategy, which is kind of similar to Octopath Travelers in terms of their art style and world. Triangle Strategy is a top-down strategy game where Lord Serenora, the heir to House Wolford, becomes the leader of House Wolford after his father resigns. Serenora must maintain balance between 3 nations as leader of House Wolford. On the list is Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, which is the prequel to Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was a very important game to the Fire Emblem franchise because it was their most popular game. The story is basically showing off all the stuff that in the past everyone was talking about in Fire Emblem Three Houses, but the actual gameplay is a hack and slash game, which kind of reminded me of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity when I first saw the trailer for this game, since Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is the prequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but was a hack and slash game and not open world. This case similar to Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes connection to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Down at number 12 is Sonic Frontiers, which is the most open Sonic game that the Sonic franchise has ever had. It's got that open-ended exploration where you can get back onto the main story whenever you want, or you can just keep on exploring. Sonic Frontiers combat also has many skills you can unlock by collecting skill points, which you can get from killing enemies. If you've watched my review on Sonic Frontiers, you'll know that the plot of the game is that Sonic, Tails, and Amy get stuck in this strange world called cyberspace. After only Sonic escapes cyberspace, he finds himself in a whole new world to explore while trying to free his friends from cyberspace and getting out of this strange place with strange creatures that inhabit this world. Number 11 is Cult of the Lamb, which is a roguelike game where you play as a lamb who is killed and then resurrected by the devil. However, the lamb must worship the devil and recruit other people into the lamb's cult, where the devil is worshipped. This concept is really weird, but really cool at the same time. You can explore the world and find new people to put into your cult, but with the cost of feeding another person. Getting more people to worship you, though, will also mean that more people are working on more things at your base where all the cult members are. This is like a Zelda-like slash Souls-like slash Animal Crossing-like game, and it was a really cool game to play, and I definitely recommend getting it. Splatoon 3, which is a third-person shooter game and the third installment to the Splatoon franchise, has new weapons, stages, and story, which more than Splatoon 1 and 2 didn't have. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a 3D installment to the Kirby franchise. It does its awesome job with its 3D gameplay, giving you many places to explore and giving you many scrolls that you can find throughout levels, which allow you to upgrade your abilities into more powerful abilities. Other side missions like the Coliseum challenges, minigames, collecting all action figures, and completing all secret quests will also be present throughout the game to keep you busy if you ever get tired of the main quest at any time. On to number 9, we have It Takes Two, which is an adventure platformer where a couple gets divorced, but their daughter turns them into dolls and forces them to go on a series of adventures together, which slowly makes them start to like each other again. Although It Takes Two did release in 2021 and got the best game of 2021 at the Game Awards, It Takes Two only came out on the Switch in 2022. It Takes Two is a perfect game to play with another person in person together to enjoy the experience with another person. Next up is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which is an open world Pokemon with no loading zones or order of where you can go. You can do all the gym leaders and areas with your choices and freedom. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet also manages to keep the traditional Pokemon style like gym leaders and becoming the greatest Pokemon trainer ever. Scarlet and Violet keeps that traditional Pokemon experience for players who love the idea of an open world Pokemon game but were disappointed that Pokemon Legends Arceus took away that traditional Pokemon experience. There's also nothing stopping you from fighting the most powerful gym leader of the game at level 1 since there's no order that you must take on these gym leaders in. Just thinking about this gives me a ton of ideas for challenges you could create in this game. And Pokemon Legends Arceus is a game that is completely open in the area you're in, allowing you to freely roam around the area and catch Pokemon at your own pace, while paying the price of having loading zones when traveling around other areas. The game has a different story than other Pokemon games. The Pokemon trainers don't exist yet, and the Pokemon rampage all over the scene. Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope is a strategy game, which is a sequel to Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Sparks of Hope has that same awesome exploration gameplay of just traveling around, getting off track, finding secrets, and other optional things in the game. Sparks of Hope also has new characters, worlds, and story. Down at number 4, we have No Man's Sky, which is a sci-fi action-adventure open-world survival game where you can travel across all of the universe and explore the 18 quintillion planets that exist. Just thinking about how long this game was in development makes my brain get ready to explode. The story of this game is that you wake up on a planet and you remember nothing. You eventually find a crashed ship that you assume is yours. After repairing the ship, you can either explore the quintillions of planets out in the universe that are all unique in their own way, or you could find out what happened before the crash. No Man's Sky is an excellent game for a sci-fi lover and a person who loves open-ended games that lets you explore a large world. Check out my review for No Man's Sky linked in the description below. Next is Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which is an action role-playing game or ARPG, and was originally released on the PSP in 2007, but just got a remake on December 13th, 2022. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII, which just got a remake in 2021. So it seems like Square Enix, who are the developers of the Final Fantasy series, are like trying to bring back the whole universe of Final Fantasy VII, especially since the world or characters don't carry on to the next Final Fantasy game because they're all standalone games. Next up, we have Bayonetta 3, which is an action-adventure hack-and-slash game, which had 5 long years to wait for the game, but this amazing year of 2022 managed to fit Bayonetta 3 in. The game's story is that Bayonetta is killed by the Destructor of Worlds, and a witch in training named Viola manages to travel through the World Bridge, which brings her to an alternate dimension with a different Bayonetta. Together, Viola and the different version of Bayonetta team up to defeat Singularity, the Destructor of Worlds. Of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is an open-world action RPG. The gameplay was pretty similar to Xenoblade 1 and 2, and the exploration once again has that masterful open world that can just make me compare this game and other Xenoblade games to so many other games. This series was one of the first good open world games. This was before a lot of award-winning open world games that have so much detail put into it. Like games like The Witcher 3, Red Dead 2, Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild, Horizon, Skyrim, all those games. So much more have come after the first Xenoblade game. And it's just so great to see the series continue and to have more releases like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And let's not leave out the story of this game because Xenoblade has always done well with story, and Xenoblade 3 is no exception. Xenoblade 3 takes place after Xenoblade 1 and 2, but you don't really need to play or know the story of Xenoblade 1 and 2 to play 3. Xenoblade 3 is set in the world of Aeonis, where two nations are at war with each other. There's a lot more in terms of story with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I don't want to spoil anything because this is really good. It's no wonder Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was nominated for Best Game of 2022. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This took me a really long time to make, so if you guys liked the video, please press that like button and subscribe to see more of my content. I hope you guys have been enjoying these top 10 videos and my other analysis videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.